Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over some basic makeup products that you would want to purchase if you are first started getting into makeup or if you are kind of lost at what you should buy. So if you want to see what makeup products I personally think are great for anyone starting out with makeup, then please keep watching. So the first makeup product that I think is important for anybody of any age is concealer. Now, with every product, there's going to be a drugstore option and there's going to be a high-end option. I'm going to be showing both in this video. So my first concealer that is a drugstore option is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is a very lightweight concealer. It doesn't really crease once you do put a powder product on top. This is really good for spot concealing. I use it to spot conceal today and to under my eyes. If you are wanting a more high-end product, my personal favorite concealer is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Again, these are both in a similar shade. My Naked Skin Concealer is a little bit lighter. And again, you just want to go ahead and set these concealers with a pressed powder. That leads me into my second makeup product that I think is a must-have for anybody starting out with makeup, and that is indeed a pressed powder. For the drugstore, I'm trying out the new Wet n Wild pressed powder, the Photo Focus. I don't know how I feel about it. It's not as pigmented as I would like it to be, but I mean, it does the job. So I'm in the shade Warm Beige. This is great because if you're typically starting out with makeup, you might be younger and you might have more oily skin, or your hormones are changing, and so I personally think that you should not use a foundation until your hormones have kind of leveled out and your skin, you can see if you have acne prone skin, if you have more dry skin, if you have combination skin, then you can get a foundation that is right for your skin. So that's why I like pressed powder. It's very lightweight. It's also very age appropriate because a lot of times when you're getting into makeup, you might be like early teens. I know I got into makeup. I was allowed to finally start wearing makeup when I was in the 8th grade, and I was only allowed to wear pressed powder, sheer lip gloss, and mascara, and they were all by Clinique. And so my drugstore option is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder, and my high end is my all-time favorite Tarte BB powder. I'm not going to open mine because, like I said in a previous video, mine is broken and almost done for, but I want it to last me. I'm like, no. And I'm just being cheap and I don't want to go buy it just yet. So these are around the similar shade. This pressed powder is a little more pigmented than the Wet n Wild pressed powder. So if you are somebody who might have acne prone skin or is prone to breakouts, this might be a better option for you because you are going to get that coverage that you're desiring. If you're wanting just to get rid of shine and to have a more even skin tone, then I would go for the Wet n Wild pressed powder. My third item that I think is a key starting out product is clear brow gel. When you're starting out with makeup, a lot of times, you're through trial and error. I think it's a little hasty to try and go and do full on, I'm going to draw on my eyebrows, because you're learning, you're still figuring it out. So a great stepping stone is clear brow gel. You can start off by getting your eyebrows threaded, getting them waxed. Use a clear brow gel, brush them up, see how you like having fuller brows. See how you like, having more structured brows. Then once you get the hang of using a clear brow gel, then you can go and you can be gung-ho and you can start drawing your eyebrows in however you want, figuring out what shape is best for your facial structure. My drugstore option is the Ulta Clear Brow Gel. Like I said, I got this in a kit that was free. So I don't know if this, I just went to Ulta and they did not have this at my Ulta, so I'm wondering if you have to sell it online. My high-end option is the Makeup Forever Clear Brow Gel. I'm in the shade 00. I like it, but I like this one a little bit better. And this one is like half the cost. This one's okay. I like Makeup Forever. I'm still testing the waters on how I feel about this clear brow gel. I do like the Anastasia one, her clear brow gel. I do not have it. I also am a fan of the Benefit Give Me Brow. If you are starting off with makeup and you are like, no, I need color on my eyebrows because it looks like I have no eyebrows at all. I know my sister has very blonde eyebrows. My sister-in-law has very blonde eyebrows. They both like this. You quickly brush it on your eyebrows and it has the fibers and it also gives that desired color that you're wanting. So clear brow gel or a very light tinted brow gel if you are starting off with makeup. And last but not least, you need your tools. Basic tools, a powder brush or a beauty sponge. That's it. I use a powder, this is the Real Techniques blush brush. I use it to powder my entire face. I love it because it's dense, but it's still nice and fluffy. So it's going to concentrate product wherever I put it on my face, but it's going to give me like a nice wash of color. If you're wanting, and so this would be your drugstore option, this is the L'Oreal makeup sponge. I kind of think I've been grabbing this more than my beauty blender lately. This is also like $8 at the drugstore, and so it's big, it's humongous, and I like it because it has the rounded side for when you're doing your whole face foundation, and then it has the more pointed side for when you're wanting to do your concealer and all your little areas. I have under my eye, my nose, my smile lines. I'm getting those taken care of before my wedding, and they're not going to be here anymore. And yeah, and then it has, you know, the edges. So if you want to, I always like to do up under my nose just to make sure I'm all blended in. So these are great drugstore options. High-end options for brushes. This is the Sephora brand. This is their airbrush brush. I use it, again, just like my Real Techniques. It's fluffy, but it is still dense, so you can get it into your product, put it all over your face. It's going to give you a nice wash of color. If you have, like I said, acne-prone skin, you have breakouts, you do have a lot of discoloration, and you want to really concentrate your product on your face, go ahead and get yourself this Tarte Flat Top Kabuki brush. I love this thing. I use it for powder foundation. I use it for liquid foundation. I really enjoy it, and it's also not that big. It's about the same size as my beauty sponge. So, I mean, it's not too big. It's about the size of the palm of my hand. A lot of you might be wondering, like, well, what about blush? What about bronzer? My advice is get the basics down first. Don't go jumping head first into the pool of makeup. Get your feet wet. Figure out what powder foundations work for you. Figure out what eyebrow products work for you. Figure out what tools work for you. Once you get that figured out, then I would suggest jumping into either a bronzer or a blush. I would not do both at the same time. Once you figure out and once you get your bronzer game down pat, then jump into blush. Or once you get your blush game down, jump into bronzer. The key is and makeup is meant to enhance basically your God-given features, and you want to work with what you have and you want to be the best version of yourself. So if you have any questions or any comments, go ahead and leave them down below. I will go ahead and leave a description of all products mentioned, and I will also leave links to where you can buy these products. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!